Hey guys, it's Starla, or Star for short. Um, I just wanted to let you know what was going on and why I have the fundraisers and why I'm moving. First off, for those who don't know, I was diagnosed with autoimmune hepatitis in January of 2012. I was born with it and didn't know it until my liver failed. I also have cirrhosis because when I was younger I did party quite a lot, and it contributed to the cirrhosis. So unfortunately, that could be a death sentence. We do have it kind of under control now, but there are a lot of bumps in the road for that, and the future is not certain just because of that. I was placed on azathioprine, which is an immunosuppressant, and prednisone, which is a corticosteroid. I experienced a lot of harsh side effects from the prednisone, and so I was taken off and the azathioprine dosage was increased. Everything was fine for a while until last year, about September. I was in the hospital for surgery on my arm, and following the surgery, diagnosed with myelodysplastic syndrome, or MDS. And it's a precursor to acute myeloid leukemia. It's a direct result of the azathioprine. It's very rare, but most of the time it is caused by some kind of medication. It can be caused by chemotherapy or, the immunosuppressants, pretty much anything that's really strong and suppresses the immune system. So when I was diagnosed, of course my medication was changed again to tacrolimus, which is another immunosuppressant but is not as aggressive as the azathioprine on the immune system or the blood count and bone marrow. Everything was fine with that for a few months, and then my kidneys started to fail. Now the kidney thing could be temporary, or I could have a scarring, just like with the liver. And the problem with the kidneys is they don't regenerate. They don't grow back. The liver does to an extent, but with cirrhosis, there's no reversing that. So the problem is that I need a couple transplants. The main one is the bone marrow transplant or stem cell transplant. This is imminent. It has to be. It's the only cure for MDS. Chemotherapy pushes back the leukemia for a few years, but it's not a cure. And eventually, and because I am high risk, I would develop it. I haven't yet, but it's coming if I don't get a transplant. And my liver and kidneys could fail during the preconditioning for a transplant. High levels of or high dosages of chemotherapy are given, and sometimes radiation as well during the conditioning. This is the risk. My liver may not handle it. My kidneys may not handle it. And if not, I will also need a transplant for those. I need a living donor for all of them. Although I do have cirrhosis, my liver functions normally. And if you can explain that, because my doctors can't, you let me know. My kidneys are operating at about 48%, and they should be 90 in my 30s. we're less concerned about them because we think that it's temporary, but the liver absolutely is not. And the bone marrow obviously isn't. All of these things, well, the kidneys and the MDS were caused by medication, which is really sad because a lot of people need these medications to live and have to worry about developing cancer and organ failure as a result. It's scary. So anyway, this is the reason for the fundraisers. I need a transplant. The insurance that I have now is actually state funded because I am physically disabled and cannot work. Because WVU, where I live, denied me right out of the gate because I'm high risk. I have to go elsewhere. And I have a hepatologist, a liver doctor, at UPMC in Pittsburgh. So they said when I went up there to get a second opinion on the bone marrow issue, they said that they could transplant me. So that's the goal. But I have to move. Pittsburgh from here is about 4 hours. And after a transplant, or even beforehand, there is no way I could commute that. So I have to move up there along with my mother because she doesn't support me. She can't support me. She doesn't make enough. I get a fixed income every month, and neither one of us can afford to move. Not to mention I will be off of insurance completely for 2 months. So I'm risking missing chemotherapy as well as not being able to pay for my medications, one of them being $1,200 a month. Terrified, I think, would be a great word to describe the situation, or terrifying, rather. The money that I need will obviously go to the cost of moving and my medications. And if, we have leftover or whatever, it would be the cost of living up there because it's similar to here. As far as rent and all that goes, but I'm not sure about utilities and fuel and things like that because I will have to, we can't afford to live in the city, so we have to live in a suburb, and there's a little bit of a commute. It's about 30 minutes, but with traffic it's a bit more, and I drive a straight stick, which is stupid for living there, but what can you do? I can't afford to get a new car. That would be awesome if I could raise that kind of money, but I don't know. I don't know that many people, and the other people who are helping me, I'm not sure how many they know, and I just don't know. I can't read into who is going to donate and who isn't, so I'm not holding my breath there. We definitely need the money to move and to cover my medications once we're there. It looks like that I will be going back onto prednisone because that's the only thing that's left. I've tried everything else, and it either doesn't work, or it gives me side effects, or it damages some part of my body. So that is going to be really bad, the prednisone, because it's going to give me moon face, and who knows, I might even gain that weight back, which, God help me, please. I just can't even imagine. I don't want to live that nightmare again. But I need some help. And I have a booster account to sell some t-shirts. It's a simple design, $25 a piece, and if you decide to donate more, that's up to you. It would really be appreciated, and it would go to good use. I hate asking for help. I'm always the one to give help. Before I got sick, and I was married, I was in a position to help people in this way, and so I did. But now I go from living in my own little castle to living in the slums, and it's quite different. We're not dirt poor, but we do live paycheck to paycheck, and it's quite a difference. It's hard to adjust after 15 years of living well. The ultimate goal is to cure me. If the stem cell transplant is successful, it will not only cure me, but it will cure me of the autoimmune disorder as well. And that is like the ultimate awesomeness. But like I say, I'm high risk, and the prospect of some kind of liver or kidney failure is, the odds are against me. But I at least want a chance. So we're moving, and we're going to take that chance. So if you would like to help, please do. Please donate, and please share this campaign with your friends and get it around as much as possible. I really appreciate it, and so will my mother. Thank you.